This is the Effing One Podcast, Australia's only Formula One podcast with Adam and Luke.
G'day. Welcome to Effing One Podcast, Australia's most consistent Formula One podcast. This was a podcast that 4 years ago had a disappointing and underwhelming start. 101 episodes later, and no one is still delivering a more disappointing and underwhelming podcast than we do here at Effing One.
That's right.
You can set your watch to this little Aussie Battlers podcast. You get what's promised on the label. A mildly amusing, hastily thrown together Formula One podcast. Tick! We promise two slightly overweight middle-aged Aussie blokes being a bit lewd, bit blue. That's what you get. We promise no advertising. Unlike every other fucking Formula One podcast, that's what you get. We promise a puke-free guarantee. If you make it through an entire episode, that's what you get. So, if you've mistakenly downloaded this podcast thinking it was a highly successful podcast, like some of the other, when you search effing, if you do go to your podcast, go to your little browser, whatever you use, go to effing, and you might see some highly respected podcasts like I'm Too Effing High. Hilarious. We love that podcast. Effing Etiquette is the second most downloaded podcast with the title Effing. We're not.
No.
We're lower. Very lower.
Is this in a particular country? Is this worldwide?
Worldwide. Worldwide. They're very, very funny. We are not. No. But stick around anyway, because we've got cake. And we're dressed up. And this man loves dressing up like no one else I know. Blake. Luke, how are you, big fella?
Well, I'd like to add that we are the only Formula One podcast that has the Pants Off podcast. We're starting this initiative that more podcasts need to do their podcast without pants.
Pants Off.
Pants Off podcast.
It's a wonderful initiative. Mm-hmm. It's very much like hand jobs for the homeless, the charity that is sponsoring this podcast. There's no money being transferred. It's a podcast because we like to do the right. It's a charity. It's a charity podcast. It's a namesake. Hand jobs for the homeless, where we donate our time and other effing one.
And our hands.
And our hands. And people from the paddock, famous Formula One people, to get into the homeless shelters and knock off some homeless people.
Not kill them.
No, sorry.
Just knock one out for them.
Don't kill them.
No. We don't condone.
We kill them with kindness and massage oil.
Yep.
Yes. So
leave them with a happy smile. They can go back to their cardboard box.
Correct.
Still undernourished.
Yeah.
Still no, but they do have some clean pipes.
And every homeless person needs clean pipes and a box.
Because they don't have clean pipes.
That's right.
You see what comes out of them.
Yeah.
It's not clean, but it is now.
It is now. You're welcome, homeless shelter. Big podcast tonight, Luke.
Is this the forward sell?
Oh, it's an early... You can't do a forward sell too early in a podcast, I reckon.
We can. The intro should just be your...
This Pants Down podcast is forward selling right now. What a podcast coming up. Big names. We've got all the British GPs coming up, Luke. Yep. Some big news. It's the first time we're going to see a very different format. We're going to talk about that very shortly. We're going to wrap up the Austria because...
That happened.
That happened, and we didn't address that, and that needs to be addressed. So it is a 2-in-1 It's a mouth-watering 2-in-1 podcast. Sebastian Vettel, yes.
Kimi
Räikkönen.
Toto. Robert Kubica.
It's all happening.
Just a few names.
Who else do you know?
And the Honey Badger.
Daniel Ricciardo.
On this. We're going to get to him.
Today, we promise. We promise to get Dan Ricciardo on this podcast.
He'll talk to us.
He's ready.
He's ready and waiting.
Can't wait.
We're going to have a chat with him. I'm very excited about that.
I'm very excited. He's been struggling a bit, so hopefully he's in a chipper mood. Hopefully he's all right. And of course, we're going to hear from the hottest ticket for 2022, Luke. We've had some very disturbing news after Australia was postponed. Now it's going to be ditched. It's gone. No Australian Grand Prix 2021, but we're banking on 2 Australian Grand Prix next year.
Well, I rang the FIA and I did tell them that we should have, just bring it to Nerang. Just bring it here. Anyone who's in Nerang is impervious to COVID. These people have had so many viruses, infections, yeasty things. They're fine.
Yeah.
They can deal with anyone coming in or out of Nerang.
Yeah.
I'm more concerned about F1 leaving
Yes.
Nerang and what happens after that.
Yes.
Spreading of chlamydia, gonorrhea, and there is a little X virus. We're not quite sure what it is, but, don't worry, we'll find a vaccine in 4 months.
We'll be fine.
We'll be fine. But yeah, Austria.
Before we go any further, I need to wrap up the intro. I feel
Sorry.
like you know how we love a good intro.
I love the intro.
I forgot to do something.
One of my favourite parts.
I forgot-
You added the forward cell in your intro.
I can't. To be honest, this podcast is all over the shop, and we don't prepare. we don't come with notes. We don't prepare. That's probably part of the reason we don't get sponsored.
You said hastily thrown together.
Yeah.
Can't make it any more simple than that.
No, that's right. So wrapping up the intro, everybody, if you're listening, you just downloaded us. Take a seat. Get comfy. Loosen your trousers. And shut the hell up! Because two slightly overweight middle-aged Aussie blokes are talking Formula One. That's sorry. I had to get that. I just feel better about that.
There's a release.
It's not an intro unless you shout.
No, it's true. And it all happened before 10 p.m, which is awesome for the neighbours.
Oh, how is Marge?
Oh, she's fine.
Oh, she's not.
She's doing fine.
We should pop over with some treats.
No, Pete popped over with something else.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Pete's chorizo sausage.
Oh, he's been very lonely. It's no surprise.
Opens the door and Pete's there, Starkers. Fresh out the shower, though.
He's manscaping, he's grooming. So Marjorie's a lucky lady.
Oh.
It's really, really lucky. Right, let's get into Robert Kubica before we do anything else, and then we're going to get into the Austria. Yeah, so let's have a chat to F1's biggest, best COVID tester.
Our hand in the paddock.
Hand in the paddock.
There he is.
Play, hey fellas, you forgot to play the jingle, please. Hello, play the music. I want to hear the.
You can hear it this time.
The
Okay.
Polish national anthem.
All right.
3, 2, 1, go. Hey, the paddock. I'm singing with the paddock. The paddock. With me. Hey, with me. Hey, hey. Oh, fellas, I got to tell you, what a wonderful. I love the new Polish anthem. Thank you so much. You guys are responsible for the Hand in the Paddock national anthem of Poland.
It's good to see you, Robert.
Oh, so good to see you guys.
You seem to have your hand stuck in something at the
Yes.
moment. What's the problem?
Is a Jersey cow. This is a cow, Jersey cow, milky cow.
Jersey.
Yes.
Tax dodging scum
She's
from Jersey.
She's a Jersey cow. She don't pays no tax.
Oh, it's an actual cow. Sorry,
It's
I
an
thought it was
this. Can you see her? I am up to my elbows inside a cow.
Is this like a practice run
It's a
for this
hobby.
weekend?
It's a hobby.
Just a hobby.
Yes, sorry, no, got nothing to do with COVID.
Veterinary challenge.
I don't know how you say word in English.
Qualified veterinarian.
No, I don't know the word for when you put your.
You're an
when-
inseminator.
No,
You're working in AI.
My English is not always. It's when you have interest in ladies' vagine. You gynecology.
Oh, you're a gynecologist.
A gynecologist.
Right.
Yes, thank you. I am a hobby. My hobby is including COVID
That's
testing.
proctology as well, because you're in its anus. Just
Yeah.
thought I'd let you know.
Well,
That's not the vagina.
Well, this is the anus. Yes, no, you're right. But I have a very.
Didn't know you had your hand in that as well.
I'm not fussy.
Gynecology? When did you start that?
I have a hand in everything. I have hand in paddock, hand in buttock, hand in this Jersey cow.
Hand in the lady garden.
This is a lady cow. This is a lady cow. Her
She's
name
happy eating away there.
She's having a wonderful time. We are
Do you find anything in cows? What's a common problem for cow vaginas?
covered. The problem, they are very big. They like to have
Tightening?
plastic surgery for the reduction of the size of the pussy. This is a common request especially from the milking cows, where everything can be a bit saggy. Everything gets a little saggy with the nipples and
First time I've
the
ever
vagine.
heard cow pussy.
Cow pussy. Yes, look, in Poland, very popular. The translation for the word pussy in Polish is the word cat. So when I say pussy, I'm
So
sorry.
there's a cat inside the cow's vagina?
No, and there's a nursery rhyme in Poland
Okay.
where
I can't wait to hear this rhyme.
a cow and a cat have baby together.
What?
Very,
I've just
have
blown
you
out
not-
everyone's ears.
Have you not heard this nursery rhyme before?
No, please, tell me.
Okay, so. No, it's too long. And the translation is too tricky. I don't understand.
Do it in Polish.
Look, you take my word for me, please. Take my word for me.
Okay,
There is
next podcast,
a
you're
male
going to bring together...
male pussycat. His name is Tiggy, and he like to make love to the dairy cow.
Right.
It's very funny. And we laughed. Well, all children know this in Poland. Do you not know this nursery rhyme with the
No, I
the
don't.
very horny pussycat pounding away? It's a very large cow. No, okay.
Maybe that's why she wants it tightened.
Thank
to,
you.
To,
Luke.
to give some feeling back to the pussy.
Finally, you understand me.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sorry,
very
it was the translation of cow pussy. I just thought you
much.
was...
Cow pussy.
I thought it was
Yes.
just another term. Like, pussy is quite a used word for vagina, but
Yes.
I'd never heard cow pussy before.
No, it's a thing. It's a real thing. In Poland, we love cow pussies.
Is it a dish as well?
Kapusi? No, that's kapushki.
Oh, so-
No, that's kapushki. Sorry, no,
Which is a cow's vagina.
Like sauerkraut. Like a sauerkraut. Yes, a kapushka. It's kapushka is the translation, but it's very tasty. Not much. I never taste cow vagina. I've never tasted cow pussy.
Have you ever eaten a hot dog?
Yes, I have.
You've had a cow vagina.
Oh, really?
Tell you that right now.
Oh, gosh. This is.
Dig in.
Oh, my.
Do you know the Narang Grand Prix?
Yes, I know. You guys are talking.
You are an ambassador.
I am very much.
One of our hot dog vendors
Yes.
has fresh cow pussy.
Really? I look forward to tasting.
It's part of the other meats that's in there.
Is
Bit of pork.
Do you ask for the cow pussy sausage? You say, excuse me, sir.
No, they're in all of them.
Oh, it's just a little
Yeah,
bit.
their vagina's pretty big, so it gets around.
Yes, a big cow vagina.
Hmm.
Not before it has been reduced size.
It gets cut up and it gets put in the mincing.
Oh, I see. This
make the
maybe
hot dog.
maybe this where the extra bits of pussy go after being trimmed and operated for plastic surgery.
Yes.
The little bit excess pussy
Yes.
goes into the sausages.
Yes.
Oh, clever. Sustainable look. It's all
Yes.
about
It's
sustainability.
what we are at the Narang Grand Prix. We're thinking green, we're thinking forward, and when there's extra cow labia, we're going to put it in
Yes.
our hot dogs.
Oh, delish. I can't wait to eat.
Good luck
I
for those
cannot
people with a no spew
wait. I
guarantee.
cannot wait to eat.
Thank you very much, Robert.
Thank you.
Enjoy the
I
British.
will. I didn't know what to live. Can I stay longer? No. I need to go, yes?
You should go.
I need to go.
Yeah.
Just a quick one. How is the Narang GP going? The progress is good?
It's great.
Okay.
And with you on board, it's even better.
You think
It's going to happen.
it will happen,
It's
yes?
only a matter of time.
Okay.
We'll do this podcast until it happens.
Yes. Shame about the Melbourne to this
Well,
year.
they made a lot of track reforms and made adjustments.
Yes. Shame. Shame.
But we kept getting outbreaks of COVID, and,
Yes.
and Formula One's scared of it.
Yes. Okay.
Perez is fine. Lewis Hamilton's fine.
Yep. I don't mean to be rude, but I need to get my arm out of this cow's pussy. Okay. I've got some. It's right up to my. Hang on. I need to talk to cow. Hang on. Wait a second. Hey. I like you too. I like you. I need to take my arm out of your pussy. Okay. Waiting. 1, 2, 3. Yes, I have my arm. I'm fine.
You're welcome back.
See you guys. Bye.
Bye.
That was Robert Kubica.
Yeah, some of those things you just can't unsee.
You can't.
I've seen a vet with its hand up a lot of things,
I'm so
but an unqualified former racing driver. Okay, he's still racing DTM with his hand, what he thought was a vagina, clearly the anus.
He's not even. It's his hobby, yet he's not even sure
He's-
of where he's got his hand. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Too many COVID testing.
Yeah,
Too
Robert
much.
Kubica. Great
When
to
you
hear
get
from
that
him.
close to that many assholes, it's going to have an effect on you.
Oh yeah, the paddock will do that to you.
It'll do it.
Messes with your brain.
Yeah. Let's look at the Austrian phase 2, part 2 of the Austrian GP. Any chance of a quick recap, Luke?
All right. Before we
Yes.
have a recap, we just need 5 seconds.
Ford Cell?
Ready? This podcast had a 5-second penalty, just like everyone else in the fucking race. So we've served our 5-second penalty. Now we continue on with the podcast.
Good.
To talk about the Austrian Grand Prix. Much
Yes.
more exciting
Yeah.
than the previous Styrian Grand
It
Prix.
was pretty good.
Maybe it was just the name,
Yeah.
Styrian. No one liked it.
Sterile.
Austrian Grand Prix.
Sterile, Styrian. Very similar.
Very.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had a decent race. We had some, wheel-to-wheel action. We had some guys going around the outside of others. They changed the tyres compounds for the weekend, so they went a step softer than the previous weekend. Great racing between George Russell and Fernando Alonso towards the end of the race. A lot of wheel banging. Sergio Perez, Lando Norris had a wheel bang, ran him wide. Now, there's two sides of this fence.
Yep.
There's let them race.
Yes.
And if they bang each other off the track,
part of racing.
people are like, that's fine, that's racing.
Yeah.
But if that's a wall at Monaco,
That's not
he's
racing.
not going to be out there.
No.
He's not going to be trying around the outside moving and either pulling out or they're both going to be ending
It's
up in the wall.
different rules, isn't it?
So, but when there's a track and there's gravel, there's runoff, he pushes him wide. Perez goes back to 7th or 8th, I think he was, and his race was fucked from then. He came back later on, but for where he could have been, his race was fucked.
Yeah.
And he complained on the radio. He's pushed me wide. He's ran me off the track, which he did.
Yep.
But my thing was Perez was alongside going into that corner. If you're alongside someone, you deserve racing room. You deserve a part of the track because you're on it. You're in it.
Yep.
And Lando ran him. And then Perez did the exact same thing to Charles Leclerc.
Yep.
And then did it again to Charles Leclerc. So they both cop penalties. It's funny that Perez complains and then does the exact same thing and then he gets a penalty and then he, a couple corners later, does it again
Yeah.
with Leclerc and runs him wide. And that was a little bit dangerous, but Perez had a bit of a moment, which, when you're on the edge,
Yeah.
you're going to have these little wiggles, and that is what pushed Leclerc further off. But he got his penalties for it, and that's what it's for. And if you look at the way that Alonso and Russell raced, they gave each other room.
Yes.
They didn't make contact with each other. They were able to stay on track and not just run someone wide like, oh, you want to go on the outside? No, I'm going to barge you off. I don't see how the penalties ruin the race. People's like, oh, you can't just give him penalties. Norris got 5 seconds. He served it in his pit stop. Perez got 10 seconds. He served that after he got past Daniel and went forward, and he made that 10 seconds. He lost a spot to Sainz. Other than that, he lost that spot. But he got pushed back there because of what happened with Norris. I don't think it affected the race. I don't think there's a big issue. It's 5 seconds. And if you're running someone off the road, you're racing.
Yeah.
And people are like, we want that in racing. No driver's not going to not do that.
Yeah.
If they think that I've got the right of way and they're still going to race someone, they're not thinking, I could get a 5-second penalty for this and pull out.
Yep.
They don't think that. It's like when things happen in sport where someone, gets a rush of blood to the head and they do something stupid.
Yes.
But because they're not thinking, I'm about to have 8 weeks off because of something stupid I did. They're just in the moment and they do it. You can give them 10 weeks. It's not going to stop them doing it originally.
No.
So these guys are going to continue to race. These guys are still going to wheel bang. But you saw when you have good, clean racing like you saw with Russell and Alonso, it can happen. No one goes off-road and it's all fine above board. And then Kimi and Sebastian had a nice little bang at the end. Sebastian got a good run on him and then Kimi just drove into the back of him.
Former teammates, just having a bit of a how do you do?
I think they had a badminton area set up
Oh,
at that
nice.
corner. So
Yeah.
they're just like, hey, let's just start it now.
Yep.
It's the last lap.
Get
Just fuck off over there.
Let's do it.
Play our games. Have some ice cream.
Yep.
So yeah, it was there's a lot of action.
Good race. Good race.
Yeah, Max
Good fun.
out in front, disappeared.
It's it seems to be
Norris got a podium. Look,
wow,
Hamilton damaged
again.
his car.
how good is he?
Bottas got a spot on there. He was like 1.5 seconds ahead of Norris.
Yeah. Gee, Norris is having best man on ground, isn't he?
He is
He's having a
doing a
blinder.
phenomenal job.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, he's still not on the third championship. Everyone else,
Yeah.
even Sir Lewis,
Yep.
Sir Douche Canoe,
Yep.
is on the Turd Championship,
Wow.
but not Lando Norris. And it's this weekend's British Grand Prix for him as well.
Wow.
The home race.
So it was Max first, Norris third. Who came second? I forgot.
Bottas.
Oh, the Bottas.
The Bottas.
The bot.
So it was Verstappen, Bottas, Norris, Hamilton, Sainz, Perez, Ricciardo, Leclerc, Gasly, and Fernando Alonso taking the point away from Russell.
Yeah.
And he felt bad doing it,
Did he?
but he did it anyway.
Why wouldn't you? And Dan has said that he enjoyed that race, which was good, which was quite comforting. Finding a bit
He
of
made his way forward from 13th,
yeah,
made a good first lap and had a good strategy.
still learning the ropes of the car, trying to get familiar with it. So that's a work in progress for our man Dan Ricciardo that we'll be speaking to very shortly on the podcast. But all in all, a pretty exciting race.
Do you think he'd be tired of those questions?
Oh, it must be
We'll
frustrating.
find out until he gets frustrated with us.
Yeah.
Fastest lap was Verstappen with 106.200.
Yep.
The fastest pit stop, Red Bull with a 2.17. And driver of the day was Lando Chuck Norris.
Yep. Geez, had a few of those.
He has. He's doing very well. Good job, young man.
With the Red Bull taking out the honours with the fastest pit stop, how are they looking for the season? Who's been dominating the pit stops? I've got a feeling it's Red Bull.
Red Bull, clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Williams used to be, well, last year, if my memory serves me correctly, they were the hot
They were.
ticket when it came to
They sure were.
pit stops, but not this year. It's all Red Bull. How about Mercedes? They're always a little fraction slower, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, they still couldn't get the wheel off from Monaco.
Well,
so
yeah, they've had some bad.
that's them ruined for the season, really. It's
Some
like
bad
your
luck.
tipping. You don't take the wheel off,
Gee whiz.
you get nothing.
My tipping is not good at all. Let's get into some awards, Luke. Hand whittled by producer Pete, and producer Pete's mum has been whittling.
Yep.
Jude,
Yeah.
she's in good form. She's perking up. Great. She's a big listener of the podcast
And a big contributor.
Big
she
fan.
contributes more to the podcast than Pete does.
She does. She is always telling us what we're doing wrong,
Oh,
which is great.
very forthright with that.
Very much like your mother, actually, Mrs. Luke, always telling us how we can improve.
Do we do it?
No, we
Have
really-
we improved?
We should listen to our mums, Luke. That's the problem with us kids. We don't listen to mum enough.
We know better.
We think we do, Luke.
They're closer to death.
True.
We're not.
Very true.
We're alive and kicking.
This is one of Jude's finest pieces of work. Check this out, Luke. Here it is.
Oh,
Look at that.
it's beautiful.
Isn't it lovely?
It's intricate.
It's the Green Award.
It's a beautiful green leaf that she's put on that.
It's a green leaf, and it's perfect.
And
way
the
she's
name
done
that's on that is Esteban Ocon. What is it with French drivers? Last time it was Gasly.
Yep.
Now it's Ocon.
that. Yep.
Just don't want to do the Austrian Grand Prix. Just
No.
bin it. First lap.
Congratulations. Congratulations, Ocon, winning the Green Award, the Lowering the Carbon Footprint Award. The next one is the... Oh, look at that, Luke. Look at that trophy. It's lovely. UGE Award for wasting everyone's time. I always seem to say dangerous driving. That's yet to come.
Well, I've always confused these names up when you've confused the UGE and the Pastor Maldonado
Yes.
Award,
Yep.
which UGE was a dangerous driver. That's why he had his super
Yes.
license revoked.
Yes.
So I can understand why. But the man who's getting it, who I seem to confuse, I'll say the Yuji Ide could be the Yuki Ide. So this week it goes to Yuki Tsunoda for wasting everyone's
yes.
time. Yuki,
Oh, come on. Come on, Yuki.
mate.
You've got to be more than just a foul-mouthed Japanese driver. Come on.
You could be so much more.
You could be so much more.
You're not. You sat in 12th. What's the point?
Well, yeah, it's just a nowhere spot, isn't it?
Yeah. You're just wasting your
You're
own
not
time.
bad enough to be noticed. You're not good enough to be cared about.
That's right.
Here's the next award. You like this one? The Pastor Maldonado Award for
do love
dangerous driving.
The Pastor Maldonado Award, dangerous driving. We're giving it to Perez and Raikkonen. So Perez for his ding-dong battle with Leclerc.
Yeah.
And Raikkonen for just finishing Sebastian Vettel off in the only way that Sebastian loves.
Yeah. From behind. Around the corner.
Quick and messy.
Let's see. The next award is the... Look at that. Lick It and Send It award.
Now that's genuine cow tongue
That's beautiful.
and a postage stamp, an enlarged postage stamp.
Yep, real bits of cow.
And that is for the move
Best overtaking manoeuvre.
Leclerc made on Perez. This was early in the race
Yep.
before Perez got him back later
Yep.
on. But the move that Leclerc made on Perez was very neat and tidy. I liked it.
Yeah, very nice. Oh, crap. That was a... Oh, God. I'm
That's
so
a heavy
sorry.
award.
I'm so sorry.
I'm okay.
I just whacked the award into the mic, and then the mic hit you in the face. If only we had a video of that. That was fantastic.
I speak with a hair lip now.
You know, you can't beat the quality of this podcast. You cannot beat the quality. And I put it down. You know what I put it down to? Producer Pete.
Yeah.
Ever since
he
he's
bought
come
this
back,
fucking table.
ever since he's come back from Melbourne, the quality of this podcast has just gone down
Yep.
a lot. Anyway, see, a good producer would edit that shit out.
No.
Producer Pete is so lazy.
Yep. So fuck that. Fuck you guys. Shouldn't have done it in the first place. He goes, you'll learn. That's what Pete says.
The Effing One Podcast Award, Luke, for making Formula One great.
The ding dong, the clean battle between the old and the new, the two-time world champion versus the future world
Yep.
champion. It was Alonso versus Boy George Russell. The Fonz and Boy George getting it on. Side by side round quarters, fighting hard.
Yep.
Good to see.
Yep.
Fair racing. Ding dong battles.
Yep.
And even Russell said, well, I hope that was shown live. And it fucking was so.
Yes, it was.
We saw it.
We loved it.
It was good.
It was very nice. The Making Formula One Great Award.
Well, the Formula One Great Award, which is what we just did.
That was the one I just did. Speckled Jim. Let's not
Oh.
forget Speckled. Old Speckled Jim.
The Speckled Jim medal.
The 3-2-1. Best
3-2-1.
drivers.
Well, Russell gets
Number
three.
Three votes.
He finished 11th, but he gets a vote from us.
Yes, he does.
It was a fair battle. It was a good battle.
No,
he worked hard to get up there.
Good driver.
And Alonso just nabbed him at the end. Alonso was in a fast car. He got screwed by Vettel in qualifying.
Yep.
Vettel was kind of going slow, which they'd made a rule. You can't go slow between the last two corners. But Vettel did,
Yep.
which held up Alonso's final lap in Q2. Alonso was quite quick in practice 3. He was saying he was going to be top 5.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
what I was thinking. Well,
Ambitious.
very.
Well, he's got
I think
his...
maybe a 6 or 7.
He's got his swagger back.
He does.
Hasn't he? He's been driving pretty well, and now he's, having a crack at people, abusing people, talking himself up a bit.
Yeah.
He's back.
He's back.
I missed him.
Yeah. And the man is very good.
He's very good.
And he's proving it.
Yep.
So Russell, 3 points. Alonso, the man we just spoke of, 2 points. The Fonz and mini Fonz, Carlos Sainz, giving him 1 point.
Carlos
Came from
Sainz.
behind. Leclerc
Yeah.
let him past. He got past Daniel Ricciardo and then
Yep.
made that gap in that, I think it was like a lap and a half he had after he got Daniel to sort of close that gap to Perez. So it
Yep.
was under 10 seconds so he could jump him after he got his penalties. So well done, Sainz. And the other one is the
Caviar Cup, the championship between the billionaire boys.
Yep, between Stroll, Mazepin, and Nicholas Latifi.
Yep.
And Stroll was the only person to finish in front of his teammate at the Austrian Grand Prix. So Stroll gets 1 point.
Well done to
The
you,
other
sir.
two, bit shit.
A little bit shit. Thank you very much, Luke. That's the awards wrapped up beautifully, Luke.
Would you like to dip in to the tips?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I would. How are the tips looking, Luke? The Effing One Podcast tipping competition that we're running?
Well, it was a good weekend for Jimmy
Jimmy.
Foley.
Really?
17 cracking
Holy
points.
shit.
He did a very good job there. Myself and Marcus got 15. Pat, 14. Cliff, and you and Pete, 13.
13. That's not bad.
Yeah.
I'm coming back.
So Jimmy's in the lead on 124. Myself, 120. And then you've got Cliff, 116. Pat, 115. Marcus, 111.
Oh, geez. He's got a bit of a buffer on you now.
Yeah. Pete's 102. Pat's 115. Sorry
Yeah.
if I got that wrong. And you're on 90.
Yeah.
Hey, I know you're afraid. This isn't golf, mate.
No. It's not the lowest score wins?
No.
Oh, okay. Bugger. Never mind.
There was your plan.
Never mind. It's okay. You know who's going to cheer us up, or cheer me up anyway?
Who?
This man, Kimi Räikkönen.
Oh, good.
We've got Kimi Räikkönen on the show. What other podcast do you know has big names like Kimi Räikkönen, Sebastian Vettel, Robert Kubica, Dan Ricciardo, Toto Wolff, Luke.
None of them.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Punching way above our weight category.
Is this a mid-sell?
This is a lockdown
Or
mid-sell.
we're just selling up the
No,
Kimi?
we're putting our roots down in the ground and we're going, look at us. Look at this podcast. We're peacocking. Look at our feathers.
We're a peacock. You got to
We're
let
a
us
peacock.
fly.
You got to let me fly. You got to let me fly, Luke. Let's fly with this guy right now, Kimi Räikkönen. Let's have a chat with him.
Hey, assholes. How's it going, guys?
Kimi,
Hey, guys.
how you going?
Hey, pretty good, okay.
What have you been doing?
I've just been mostly drinking vodka.
You had a week off?
I had a week off, yes. I went up to my mountain lodge, and my mountain lodge up in Mount Kosciuszko, actually, down here in Australia. Came down to Australia for drank some vodka. You guys have got some pretty cheap vodka. And,
Really?
yeah. And I came back, and now I'm in Great Britain. Great, nothing great about it. Let
No?
me tell you right now, Great Britain. Oh my God, there's such a bunch of assholes.
Would you just call it Britain?
Great Britain.
Or would you just call it England?
I just say assholes. Yeah, the land of assholes.
Yeah.
But I tell you what,
But you know the British do drink very well. And they love a good punch-up when there's a sporting event going on.
whoa.
So
Slow.
you may have
Hey,
a lot more in
whoa.
common with the great British people.
Mick, come on, take it easy, man. Come on. They don't sleep. They don't drink that well. They're really not very good. I mean, they drink, but they're not very good at it.
And then they punch on.
Yeah, but they're not. They're
Like the soccer finals have just been on.
yeah, but they're easy to knock out. They're very soft.
Oh, come on.
No, I'm
Kimi.
serious. There's one over here.
Go on.
There's an English guy.
Prove it.
That's that guy from the other podcast. There's a British podcast. What's
I know, they're all dull.
the race? Is it the race?
The race.
No.
F1 Nation.
Everyone Nation.
F1 Nation.
Everyone.
They wish.
What's another one? What's another British? The motorsport GP one.
Beyond the Grid.
Beyond the Grid. In the pink.
The race.
In the race. They're a bunch of faggots.
So you're just promoting all other podcasts.
Oh, they're very good. They're very compared to you guys. They're very well informed. They're really. But they're a bunch of faggots. Now watch this guy. I'm gonna see the fat one. I'm gonna punch him out right now.
Don't punch him.
Hey, fatty.
Oh,
Yeah, that's right.
I think that's a hate crime.
No, he's just he's being fat.
He's sleeping now.
He's asleep. He's lights out.
Just take the chips out of his mouth.
Yeah,
mate.
mate.
Choke
Put him
on
on
it.
his side. Hey, clear the passageway. Put him on his side. That's right.
Put him on his
Yeah. All right, he's fine. The fat guy's fine. Yeah, just don't let him eat any pork crackling. Okay? No, don't put pork crackling. Sorry.
Welcome back.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, I just punched out a British guy. See, they're not very strong. They're very
He had a
tough.
weak chin.
Yeah, very weak.
Weak 3 or 4 chins.
It's just, yeah, I just hit one of them. One of them, and then the rest is like dominoes.
Like a shockwave
Like a shockwave.
of fat.
That's what it was
went
like.
around his-
That's exactly what it was like. It's like a little shockwave. You see them.
And it doesn't hurt your hand when you hit that fat.
No, it's very comforting. It's really relaxing.
You could sleep on him.
I can sleep on him.
Go on, go
I'm
have
a-
a nap on him.
I'm going to go and drink some vodka and have a sleep on him right now. That fat fuck.
Thanks for
Hey,
joining us,
fat
Kimi.
fuck, I'm coming to sleep on you. Yeah. That is so comfy. Yeah. Bring me some pork crackling.
Kimi Räikkönen, everybody.
It's much better than the old segments of At Home with Kimi.
Yeah.
He's a bit boring at home. When he's out and about, he gets to punch on.
He's just a puncher, isn't he? He's a fighter. But that's what we like. I mean, like this podcast, Luke. This is the Little Battlers podcast.
Yep.
He's a battler. This podcast is a
Well,
battler.
a multi-million-dollar battler.
He's a multi-million-dollar battler. Yeah. And we're just a couple of...
Battle with the booze, maybe?
Yes.
Not really with us.
Not really. But that was nice to see him.
It was
Good to see Kimi Räikkönen.
refreshing.
Very refreshing. What's happening next, Luke? What are we doing?
Turd Championship.
Turd Championship.
Oh,
Oh, we've got the Turd Championship.
yeah, no, it's there.
It's here.
Yeah, we haven't forgotten it.
No.
Turd Championship, so Me Too Mazepin.
Yes.
So if you want to explain what the Turd Championship is to our listeners who are maybe unfamiliar.
Turd Championship. The Turd Championship is too often we celebrate the best in sports, don't we?
Oh, Max Verstappen won a race and he pointed to Red Bull like we didn't know who he was fucking
I
sponsored by.
know, what a fucking idiot. I can't stand Max Verstappen. If he wins, I'm going to eat something that's yuck. I'm going to eat something that's inedible. I can't stand
Haggis.
him. Haggis. I'll eat a haggis live on the podcast.
All right.
Oh, God, I hope he doesn't win the World Championship. Yeah, so the Turd Championship is celebrating the shittest driver shittest drivers in the paddock. So we award points the reverse to the worst drivers, and we like to celebrate them at the end of the year. We give them a little trophy, a little turd. It's a nice coated turd. One of producer Pete's specials. Often we chase him. We like to follow him around after he's had a big meal.
With the baggie.
Yeah, we get a baggie, and he likes to lay down and we put on a bit of oak.
Sizable cable.
Sizable, and we like to spray it, and we take care of it. And that is the award for the Turd Championship.
Yes, so the Turd Championship, so if you win the race, you get 25 points toward the Drivers' Championship, but everyone thinks you're amazing.
Yeah.
But what about the other people, down the other end? Like the Ocons who finished
Yeah.
first. So he gets negative 25 points. Then the next person gets a negative 18 points. So that's what we do. You run it the opposite way. Same way as they do with the championship. Top 10, we do bottom 10.
Yes. Yes,
We
Luke.
prefer to do the bottom. Yep. So in the lead of the Turd Championship is Me Too Mazepin.
Yeah.
He's on negative 152 points. He's got a sizable lead.
Yeah, he is really, really shit, isn't he?
He's super shit. Then there's Latifi.
Yeah.
Latifi.
He's pretty shit.
He's a negative 118.
Yeah, that's pretty shit.
Junior Schumacher. He's on negative 114. Then Swery Sonoda, 76. Boy George Russell, 67. French Stick Ocon, 60. Radio Rant Raikkonen, 55. The Fons Alonso, 46. Pizza Delivery Guy, Giovinazzi, 41. Fingerboy Vettel, 40. The other Finn Bottas, 35. In a tie there with the chosen one, Charles Leclerc, also on 35. Then Daddy Boy Stroll, he's on negative 24. Mad Max Verstappen, negative 15. Gasman Gasly, negative 12. The Douche Canoe, 7-time World Douche Canoe champion. Hamilton, he's negative 8. The Personated Ricardo, negative 2, with Sainz, also negative 2, Mini Font Sainz. And the Tijuana Tussler, Sergio Perez, negative 1. And the only man who's not on it is Lando Chuck Norris.
He's really rubbish, isn't he, at the Turd Championship?
He's horrible at the Turd
He's
Championship.
horrible at being shit.
He's
not good.
Giant killer this year.
Well, let's see what happens with this next up-and-coming, very interesting Grand Prix, which we are going to launch headfirst, pants down into right now, Luke. Let's take a look at the British GP. And this is quite unique this weekend. We have got a different format. We've been talking about it. The FIA have come up with the idea of a different format to try to get more bums on seats, give the TV revenue pumping along, get more people, because often people will just watch qualifying on the Saturday, race on Sunday. Liberty Media want people to be watching the Formula One on the Friday as well.
That's right. So we have a practice session on the Friday. Then we have a qualifying for the sprint race Friday afternoon.
Yes.
Their time Friday afternoon will be middle of the night for us here in Australia. Then we've got practice 2 Saturday morning. And then we have the sprint race.
The sprint race. Now that is awarded points.
3, 2, 1.
And it's in the order of the qualification that happened on the Friday.
Yes.
And how you finish the sprint race and how many laps is a sprint race?
It is 100 kilometres.
100 kilometres.
DRS is in action. No mandatory pit stops, so that's out. The grid set from Friday's qualifying, and the sprint race decides Sunday's grid.
Yeah.
Lewis Hamilton says that he doesn't think it's going to be that exciting. No one's really going to go for it, which pretty much says Lewis is about to lay down and take it like a bitch.
Yeah.
He's already given up. Like, really, if you're going in with that kind of, like, yeah, I'm going to try and make up as many spots as I possibly can in the first 100 Ks of a race. But no. But he also says that his tyres are done and then does the fastest lap of the race.
Yeah.
So this could be some kind of covert, status quo, boys. Let's all just chill, not race. Then he'll go, I'll pull the slippery one on you and jump him. But I think it's going to be helter skelter. I reckon there's going to be a few cars out.
You reckon the sprint race is going to throw up
It's going to be messy. Someone's going to be stupid.
Because there's talk that it's going to be a procession, like Hamilton said. Because
you got all night to fix it.
Well, let's take a look. Let's take a look for the reason why it may just be a procession. Because cars aren't going to want to risk getting knocked out, spun out, break down, involved in a crash to then start the race at the back of the grid.
But you're not racing for points. The only people racing for points are the top 3.
Yes.
So first gets 3 points, second gets 2 points, and third gets 1 point. Everyone else,
Yes.
you get nothing.
But the order of how you finish that sprint race is how you start the next race.
and you could make up some spots.
You could.
I'd be going for it.
Yeah, okay.
I'd be trying to do a Robert Kubica the way he starts.
It's going to be interesting. We don't
The
know
way that
what to
Daniel did the last race.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if
Would you play it safe? Would you be shoulder checking
Well-
and indicating?
you're assuming that Hamilton is not being completely truthful when he's saying that it's going to be boring.
He goes, my tyres are done, guys. My tyres are done.
Yeah.
And then he does the fast lap of the race.
Yeah, that's Hamilton-esque.
Yes.
That is Hamilton.
No,
that is
no,
Hamilton.
this is going to be processional. It's going to be boring.
Hmm.
No, it's not. It's going to be spicy.
It's going to be interesting. I can't wait to see
Have
it.
a crack.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. We've only got 3 races this year that has this format, and whether or not, I guess it's going to be an experiment. They'll have the 3. Maybe if it's successful, they'll do more the following year. But it could throw some curveballs. It's going to be fun. At least we've got something to watch on Friday.
That's right.
That's a good thing.
It's a late one.
It's a late one for us. The sprint race could be fun, so there's no pit stops, no tyre change. Just go for it.
Unless they damage something, they'll come in and pit. It'll be interesting what tyres they're going to go for. The tyres for this weekend are the C1, the C2, C3. So these are the hardest of the 3 compounds
Yep.
that Pirelli has.
And you've got free choice for the sprint race. You can choose whatever tyre you like.
Yep. Choose whichever one you want.
Yep.
Don't have to change it. Also, the sprint qualifying for us on the East Coast of Australia is 1:30 a.m.
What about for the race? What tyre do you have to go for? For the actual race on Sunday, you're just free for all as well.
Yep.
Whatever you want.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Which is good.
Interesting.
Another difference. Try different strategies.
Difference is
Perez.
good.
Perez on Sunday.
Yeah.
He could be running along, doing his super conservational driving that he does. Don't put that past him.
That's true.
But yes, the British Grand Prix, the Silverstone Grand Prix, the 5.891 kilometre track, 52 laps for the Sunday race. The race distance is 306.198 kilometres. The lap record is Max Verstappen from last year with a 1 minute 27.097. We shouldn't get near that going by the reduced downforce that they have. So for those of you who want to know the sprint race start time, let's just go over a few. So it'll be 1:30 in the morning
Our time?
for us for the race. Wellington, so New Zealand, 3:30 a.m.
Ouch.
Perth, 11:30. New Delhi,
New Delhi.
9 o'clock. Tokyo,
Oh, perfect.
midnight. We'll look at Moscow. Big listenership in Moscow.
Yes.
6.
This podcast, you mean? Oh, they love it.
Helsinki, same time. Stockholm, our friends in Sweden, our big listeners.
Lots.
We are going with 5:30 London, 4:30 over to Montreal, Canada,
Yes.
11:30.
Yep.
Then we're going with Austin, Texas, 10:30. Los Angeles, Vancouver, the West Coast is over at 8:30 a.m. to check out the sprint race.
Wow.
It's exciting. The weather, it's looks to me partly cloudy and sunny. There's not much chance of rain on the Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Tops of 25 on Friday, Saturday. Top of 28 on Sunday. So expect a higher by a couple degrees, which will probably make the track probably 5 or 6 degrees warmer as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be worth a good look.
Yeah.
Check out the new format.
Yep.
A lot of fun.
2-hour rest zones. It's exciting times.
Very exciting. Let's just hope that it's just going to take Max to crash out and this championship's back on, because what's the point differential right now? It's just over a win.
It's a win a bit.
It's a win a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's adding up.
Yeah.
This has got a very good chance of just running away.
So Max is 182, Lewis 150.
Yeah.
Then Sergio 104, Lando 101.
My God. That's ridiculous. In a McLaren.
Constructors, we're
Wow.
looking at Red Bull 286, Mercedes 242, McLaren 141, Ferrari 122. AlphaTauri a long way back after that.
Yeah, wow. intense.
Exciting times.
Very much so. As is exciting here at F1 Podcast, Luke, because we like to celebrate the customs, the traditions of the host race. Very respectful the way we acknowledge the host race. As is tradition here, we like to highlight the customs, the native peoples of
Yes,
those.
sometimes we like to blackface up.
Some,
When I say sometimes we like to, you like to
I-
blackface up for the
That's
podcast?
it's just something that happens, Luke. I don't have any control over it. We go to makeup. We have a makeup department here at F1 Podcast.
Which is also Producer Pete.
Producer Pete. And we go in. We don't even know what's going to happen. We walk and we go, hey, Producer Pete. Yeah, just the usual, mate. Sit down. We read our
usual.
magazine. We get the little towelly. We got the mirror and the lights. But we don't look at our
I
reflection.
don't say we. I don't get makeup. This is a podcast. I wear my outfit.
Oh, am I the only one that goes to
You're
makeup?
the only one that goes to makeup.
See,
You
this is-
prima donna.
This is my... I keep thinking...
We
this is
spent
like-
a lot of time airbrushing your undercarriage.
This is like I thought I was on the Today Show. Sometimes I think when I'm doing this show with you, like I'm Koshi. I'm Koshi, the host of the Today Show, and you're that little hot piece of ass.
Wearing the tight sweater
Yes.
and the nipples that stick through.
Yeah,
That's me.
and I turn up, and it's not until I'm actually halfway through a podcast where you'll ask me, why are you black-faced? I go, I wasn't aware. That's Producer
It was
Pete.
NAIDOC week last week. That's why he did it then.
Correct.
But, don't know why you're doing it this week.
Am I doing it this week? I haven't even looked. I really should pay attention more. When we
Pete
make-
does it, and then you just walk
I just
out.
walk straight out.
No mirrors.
Straight on a set.
Yeah.
Straight when I say
Like,
set.
I trust Pete.
I do very much.
I
mate,
wouldn't.
I don't know why we do.
Yeah.
All right. But anyway, sit straight on the sofa and bang.
Press record. We're off and running.
Off and running, baby. That's how we roll.
We don't even like to talk to each other before the podcast.
No, we're very much into our own thing, aren't we?
Yeah. I sit on my side, you sit on your
Yeah, we don't
side.
even look at each other.
No.
We wait for the cue cards.
Yeah.
And the count.
Pete has a 3, 2, 1.
2.
He
and
does a
then
silent 2,
there's a silent 2.
silent 1,
And there's a point.
and there's a point.
Yeah.
And that's when we're on. That's when the magic happens.
That's the magic of podcasting, people. It's a beautiful
There's
thing.
a bit of behind the scenes
Yeah, you're welcome.
here in the podcast.
That's a free look into how you podcast. Little glimpse.
And you all got a nice little glimpse of how we podcast with our apple strudels.
Yes, indeed.
Thanks to Horner's Bakery again.
Very horny. Very horny, those What a lovely... That was a lovely strudel.
Yeah.
Did you have it with...
Bit of ice cream.
Did you?
Yeah, warmed it up. Bit of ice cream.
Yeah, delish. Very nice.
It's an aphrodisiac.
Very much so. As is the podcast and the way that we treat... The way that we treat the host race, Luke. So we like to dress up. Not only do we like to have a bit of fun, we like to dress up in the podcast. So this week, of course, being Britain, we have a couple of British national dishes that we are going to be wearing. So Producer Pete is going to bring them up now, and we are going to step into them, and let's see what we're wearing, shall
Okay,
we? All right, here's the first one, Luke. Oh, very nice. Just get you to pop into this one if you wouldn't mind. It is a little bit crunchy
say.
on the outside.
Break through that.
Break through it. There you go. It is a Yorkshire pudding, Luke. You're wearing a lovely Yorkshire pudding with a side of Silverside.
Ooh.
Little Silverside, the white
I do like the
sauce.
Yorkshire pudding. I like that it's got a barrier of pastry.
Yeah,
that I
little-
can just pick at. It's nice and crumbly.
Yeah, it's like a little skirt.
Yeah.
Little that you can eat.
Yeah.
And here's mine. I'm going to step into mine. Oh, it's a bit warm, crusty on the outside.
That's just your balls.
Oh, yes.
You got that
Ooh,
crust just under the head of your penis.
just a little crust there, and there we go. Oh, that's nice. It's a self-saucing pudding. Self-saucing chocolate pud is what I'm sitting in right now. What a lovely...
Where's that sauce coming from?
That wasn't there before I jumped in it. That's only happened since. Well, that's nice. Well, that's how it makes sense to dress up for a podcast, Lee, doesn't it?
Especially when it's in the native dish.
The native dish of the host country. Britain, Yorkshire pudding, self-saucing chocolate pudding. Lovely. Just nice. It makes sense.
It does.
Yeah, and that's besides that, completely starkers. Completely starkers sitting in some food. Lovely.
So I also, while we're still talking about Britain, I'll give the race times,
Yeah.
the actual race times, before I gave you the sprint race
Yes,
times. This
we need
is the actual
race
race
time.
times coming from Auckland. We are going to happen at 2 a.m.
Mhm.
And then we go to Australia. The east coast of Australia is midnight. It's going to be a late fucking night.
Fucking hell.
Perth, 10. Then we've got Helsinki in Finland to our Finnish listeners. G'day. It's 5 p.m. Then
That's a nice time.
It is. Stockholm, our Swedish people.
Yep.
Say hi to your neighbour Norway. That's 4 p.m. London, 3. Also, interesting, Los Angeles, 7.
7 p.m.
7 a.m.
Oh, geez.
It's a nice start to the Sunday morning. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Then there's New York, 10.
So
AM.
I'd find that hard because having kids, it's going to be 7 o'clock in the morning. 7 o'clock on a Sunday morning. I
Is
can't
there
get
something
up.
you can give the kids to kind of just knock them out for a couple of
Not
hours?
legally, but you
Just
know,
say it after the podcast.
I'll tell you afterwards.
Yeah.
I'll get some tricks.
Little trick of the trade.
I got a little tricky trick.
Yeah.
Yep. It is
And sleep.
and you're out. We're going to talk to Toto.
Oh,
Toto Wolff. Luke, what a podcast.
defeated man.
Let's just lock down mid-sell this right now.
Is this a 2/3 sell?
This is a 2/3 sell of the show. Wow, we've had some highlights. Big names, lots of laughs.
What's been the low light?
I can't think of any, Luke.
No.
I'm going to be honest with you. It's all highlights.
Oh, great.
It's all great. This podcast is going great.
Yeah. We could win an F1 podcast with this.
We could,
Award.
We could do. We could win a competition. We've won them before, Luke.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be the last time.
We could win a potty.
A little pod. A little coffee pod. Yum. Let's speak to Toto Wolff because he's
Okay,
a
yes.
very, very, very busy man. He's freed up some time for us. Thank you very much, Toto Wolff, for joining us on the show.
Hello, fellas.
Good to see you, Toto. I appreciate your time. We know that you're very busy, and we thank you for joining F1 Podcast. How are you feeling, firstly, about Austria? We've had the 3 back-to-back-to-backs.
I love Austria.
You
Beautiful
lost
country.
all 3 of them.
My home place. Not a great race for us.
Yeah.
Max extended his lead in the championship. But thankfully we have Valtteri and Lewis up there for the Constructor Championship. And right now that's the only positive we can take away. Lewis damaged the car at turn 10. He's made a few mistakes lately, but we will stay firm with him.
Yep.
We've got him for a couple more years. And
Speaking of which, is Bottas in the plans? I know you're probably not going to, but you've got a very, very good young driver coming through.
listen, the beauty about talking to a podcast like you guys
Yep.
is I can give you some kind of exclusive
True.
and no one's going to hear it.
No one's going to hear this.
So-
You tell us the truth. Is George Russell going to be driving for you next year?
Yes.
Wow.
Valtteri Bottas will be moved to Williams
Wow.
and George Russell will take his place.
Wow. That's huge.
Hmm.
What a scoop. If only more people could hear this podcast.
If only, the great thing is, I wouldn't tell you this. If
Well-
you had more listenership, if you had advertising, if you had
Correct.
some kind of cult following, you've got
Correct.
nothing.
No, we don't.
So
You're right.
you get the scoop.
Thank you. That's amazing.
George Russell is
Wow.
going to Mercedes.
That's amazing.
He will drive alongside Lewis Hamilton.
Is it signed and delivered or it's...
Signed, sealed, and delivered.
Wow. That's
We had a
amazing.
week off between Austria and
It's
the
done.
British Grand Prix. Had time to get the pen, the paper, have a meeting, draw it down.
Wow.
George put his squiggly line.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Wow, that's
Now he's a
huge.
Mercedes driver.
That's amazing news.
He will have a good competition with Lewis. And I'm looking forward to them as they bring the team into a new era, 2022 in a new car.
Yeah, wow. What are your thoughts on this weekend with the different format of the racing? What do you see? Will you be employing different tactics for the race?
Listen,
For the speed?
what we're going to try and do is have Valtteri take out Verstappen in the first lap, and he can start at the back on Sunday.
Oh, that's clever.
That's the plan. Lewis wins his home Grand Prix. Valtteri does his team job,
Wow, that's clever.
takes out possible any challenge from Max coming on the Sunday.
Wow.
This is where we can't beat them in qualifying,
Yep.
but where they start the race on Sunday, we can change things by just punting him out, taking him out of the race.
I love it.
We will sacrifice
Yep.
Valtteri,
Yep. Wow.
just like we will at the end of the year.
Yeah. And you've been doing it for the last...
And we will compensate him.
Yeah.
We will give him 3 goats.
Perfect.
It's what he wanted.
3 goats. That's enough. That's all right. He's got what he wants.
2 female, 1 male.
He likes to watch. Fair enough.
Of course he does. He's finished. He's got nothing else to do.
They love saunas, don't they? Dirty, dirty Finnish people. Thank you so much. I guess you better get back to the gym, hit your weights, get the bull bag face mask on,
Yes.
and
This scrotal face mask
The COVID
is,
safe.
is cottoned on. I've seen more people using other people's
Yeah.
scrotum to protect themselves
seen
from
that.
COVID-19.
very popular. You've started a thing. Thank you very much, Toto Wolf, for joining us.
You're welcome.
Everyone podcast.
Thank you.
Wow. How about that?
It's a bit of a scoop.
That is a scoop, Luke.
I
Did
didn't
you hear
think
that?
Russell,
George Russell.
Mercedes.
It's official.
AMG Patronus.
Oh, my God. It's official.
Yeah. See, 2 days ago, George was like, no, I haven't signed anything. Nothing to announce. Oh.
Well, we know that.
Fibber.
Geez, playing it well, though. He's got a poker
Fibber.
face, isn't he? A little poker
I
face.
put a photo up of him washing his Mercedes.
I'm surprised that Bottas isn't a bit more pissed.
I think he knows he's a bit shit.
He knows but
He's a lovely bloke.
he's hiding the fact that he's not going to be driving for Mercedes really well. He is kind of.
I don't think
you
he's going to
know.
find out.
Oh, they haven't
Until-
told him yet.
No,
They've only told George.
He's not going to be listening to this.
Oh no, because you've got to dangle the carrot for the rest of the season for Bottas. You can't say you're down in Williams. He won't perform. You got to say, oh no, keep driving. No, wait until the last race, and after that we'll reassess it.
Yeah.
You know, all the while, George Russell laughing.
Yeah. But they will announce it. And if he doesn't like it, he can get out of that car. But I think if once it does get announced, once they finally do tell the rest of humanity,
Yep.
other than the handful of people that listen to this shit show,
Oh yeah.
then they'll realise.
Wow. How about that?
And he'll go, you know what? I need to win races, get some extra monies, some bonuses before he heads back to Williams.
Just on some news, Luke, the Australian Grand Prix has been cancelled for this year, but will be back next year. Can we find out what the progress of the Monaco of the Gold Coast is? The proposed by FM1 Podcast second Australian Grand Prix race that we've invested heavily in. We've done all the, when I say we, I mean you, we've done all the work. The track is ready to go here at Nerang on the Gold Coast. It's a beautiful destination, Luke. I mean, if you were advertising Nerang to an overseas visitor, what would you say? Do you have a catchphrase?
Get out quick.
Get out as fast as you can.
That's what
Get in and
that's-
out.
F1 is about being fast.
Yep.
So get in,
Get in
and
and
out
out
as fast as you can.
before you catch
It's
something.
just like that prostitute. You get in, you get out.
Yes.
You don't want to cuddle.
No.
You don't want to make eye contact
Especially Charlene. She's not.
with her one eye,
Oh, dear.
her one good eye she's got.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
limp.
Oh, boy. She's... Anyway, there's better prostitutes,
She's accommodating.
but a lovely girl.
Oh.
Luke, what a lovely girl.
Yeah.
So friendly and clever. Smart.
She's always winking.
Yep. No, that's the dodgy eye, Luke.
Oh yeah.
She's looking the other direction. There's two different directions. But do we have any more news on the Nerang GP, Luke?
Actually drove past there today.
Did you? Any new?
We were just cleaning up a bit of the Nerang River.
Okay.
We're getting some trolleys out of there.
Oh, good.
Shopping carts for those of you across the pond. You're just doing a quick cleanup of the area just to make it look a little bit more presentable, a little bit less shit.
Yeah, because if you get a head start now, it's less you've got to do later.
Yeah, painting the grass,
Yeah.
making it look green,
Yep.
that kind of thing. So when we
Yep.
get our next visit from the Liberty Media fellas, you know, we've got a duffel bag full of money,
Yep.
all coins.
Yes.
Everyone's just, you know, going door to door.
There's a lot of.
Got your change jars, your swear
Yeah.
jars, pour it in here. We can't take notes.
I don't know if you've noticed the money bags that we have to give to Liberty Media full of Vietnamese dong. The currency Vietnamese. I think $1 is like 1,000 dong.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's a lot of money. So we
I
just
threw in some Norwegian kroner as well.
good. Yeah, no, that'll confuse them.
Look at all this worldwide currency. Because Nerang is a worldwide...
Exactly, destination.
That's right.
It's not a. Yeah, it's a destination.
Yeah,
Luke.
anyone in the world goes, if I could go anywhere in Australia, I could go
Where do you want to go?
Uluru. I could go to the Great Barrier,
Barrier
Reef. Oh, you could do the Great
Sydney
Ocean
Harbour.
Road.
Sydney Harbour.
Sydney Harbour.
Nerang.
Sydney Opera House.
Nerang.
They never know. You know these hidden secrets. You always want to find out these hidden gems.
Gems.
Where can you find something? Nerang.
Yep.
It's where you find.
It's so hidden. It's
I can't find it.
deep in the rocks, and you can polish the shit out of it.
I've looked.
It's like you can polish a turd, but at the end of the day, it's still a turd.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of Nerang.
But you go in there and you got to find that hidden place.
You do. You got to find it.
It's like a treasure map that it doesn't have that X. You got to make that X.
You've gotta
You got to
make-
find that part of Nerang that just.
Nerang is the X that you just have to.
It could be the Ifland Ridey.
Could be. What is it?
It could be the Hill. Could be the nude section.
Yep.
It could be the meth simulator.
You make it what you will. You make of Nerang what you will. One man's treasure is
That's right.
another man's
One
Nerang.
man's used syringes
Is another.
is now being used for COVID-19 vaccines.
Correct.
See, we're reusing recycling. It's part of Nerang Grand Prix, part of the F1 podcast. It's what we do.
Yeah.
Bringing it back to the people.
Yep. It's
And it's getting you all emotional, Adam.
I get very emotional. And I just hope that Liberty Media can see how much work and how much support
The people behind it.
the people are bought and sold on the idea. And if it was just to be knocked down again,
Free fruit.
I don't know what would happen, Luke, if Nerang was turned away
The
again.
meth museum.
The meth museum.
Hand jobs for the homeless.
Jobs.
We don't want them to go to waste.
We do not. The wildlife running across the track
Yeah.
in mid-race.
Yeah.
The school crossing,
We've also
Luke.
got a wildlife grandstand.
There's a wildlife grandstand.
Yep.
There's a school that backs onto the Grand Prix track,
My old school.
and the kids will come out right in the middle of the race.
Yeah, second practice.
The lollipop lady will come out.
Man, you got to slow down.
You got to slow down. The kids are crossing, and there's a penalty if you do hit a kid. There's
Oh,
a time
yes.
penalty.
Well, it's Nerang.
It's not. Yeah.
So you'll get a time penalty or
Yeah.
some kind of... But it
More
won't.
of a warning.
Yeah. Just
Don't.
be careful.
Yeah.
Don't damage your car.
Yeah.
That's really what it's about.
Pretty much.
There's not a lot of bright futures coming out of Nerang High.
Well, Nerang never really, besides present company excluded, of course.
No, they fucked that up too.
Never really produced.
Have you heard
any-
this podcast? Have you listened? Is that
I have, Luke.
Yeah.
It is.
You've aged
definitely-
terribly.
We certainly I mean, we over deliver. We over deliver on a terrible podcast. If that makes any sense.
We do it well.
We promise low, and we
Keep it that way.
We actually get even lower. We we aim low, and we get there. We reach it.
Yeah.
Speaking
That should be our
of
motto.
which,
F1 podcast. Just aim lower.
just aim lower.
Yeah.
Just.
That's actually Nerang High's school motto.
But it's actually
Lucky if you get out alive.
it's actually in Latin though, because it sounds better in Latin.
Okay, how does it go in Latin?
Adruminus Decus Lephalus.
Oh, really?
I think that's how it is. Yeah. Domini.
Justice Amos Loris.
That's what Justice Amos Loris in the anus. Sebastian Vettel is waiting
Speaking
for us.
of anus,
Oh, speaking of... Oh, I love this guy. How good... Should we get some big names on this podcast, Luke? I know we've mentioned it before, but bloody hell. Sebastian Vettel.
have we mentioned it before?
I think so. Let's cross over to him now. Hey, guys. Hi, how's it going? What's going on, guys?
Hey, Sebastian.
Hi guys, wow.
Oh, God.
How you going?
Yeah, pretty great. I'm pretty great. Yeah.
How
sort
the
of.
kids?
Oh, great. Oh, jeez. Yep. Little, my kids? Yeah, there's little.
3 kids?
I got 3 kids.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Let me just remember. Hang on. What the names? The little Shumi.
Little Jimmy.
There's little Dan.
Little Dan.
Little Daddy Dan. And oh God, I've done it again. Oh God. Is it Alonso? I've forgotten his name. Oh, never mind.
Doesn't matter.
He's my least favorite one anyway. Well, how are you guys? The guys, and Heidi's great. Heidi says hi.
Hi, Heidi.
She's working out in the garage. She's doing some weightlifting and stuff. She's working out for the world championships.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She going to Tokyo?
Strongest woman in the world competition.
Really?
Yeah, whatever. She's very strong. She'll snap your cock off. she's got a vagina that is like, oh my God, it's like a vase.
I thought you were about to say like a cow's pussy.
Like a cow's. No. Who says stuff like that?
You know what? Your old mate, when you see him this weekend,
Yeah.
when you get your COVID test,
Yeah.
go and see Robert Kubica and ask him about cow's pussy.
A cow.
He will talk your ear off for about
Why
10
would a
minutes.
cow have a pussy? I don't understand, Luke.
I don't know, man.
A cow has a pussy? No. Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
sure. Nah,
You looking forward to the British Grand Prix
I
this
don't like
weekend?
cars and I don't like pussies.
Your team's
Yes.
home race?
Yeah, very much so. Yeah. We're looking very much to really stamp. I think I'm going to do a great job. I've been driving pretty well.
What's your predictions? Where do you think you're going to finish?
I'm looking forward to the different setup. We've got uns practice, and we've got this qualifications, the sprinty race. I think my tactic, I think what I'm going to do is just drive the shit out of the sprinty race and really try to get up.
Get your elbows out?
Get my elbows out a little bit, get a bit feisty.
Use that halo for good things?
Yeah.
Get people out of the way.
Just barge them out of there. And if I can get high in the qualification, get some points, great. If not, it's a sprint race. I just want to get up higher than I started. Start the race as high as possible. And then I'm pretty confident.
You're going to aggressively block the rest of the race.
I'm going to do something. I think you're going to like it.
I'm looking forward to this kind of tactic.
I think it's going to be something refreshing. I mean, some people like Lewis Hamilton don't really want to. They don't think it's worth it. But I'm thinking, oh, you got to try different stuff. You got to try two guys at once. You just got to try different things sometimes. You have to go, hey.
Overtaking two people at once?
Yeah. Taking two guys in the one time. So one on the outside, just come right up the middle. Oh god.
So like the meat and the sandwich, is that what you're
Pretty
saying?
much. Oh god, now I'm getting excited. Yes, the meat and the sandwich look. Yeah.
There's a little bit of dribble inside.
Oh god, I gotta go. Hey, thanks very much for having me on the podcast, guys. Sebastian Vettel.
Thanks, Sebastian. Thanks for
Bye,
your time.
guys. Have a great day. Bye. Sebastian Vettel.
Well done.
Wow. Big names, Luke. Very big.
Yep.
Well, he's going to get his... Well, there you go. You're right, Luke. I mean, I think a lot of drivers are going to get their elbows out and really give it a bloody good crack.
Why wouldn't you?
Do it.
Yeah.
Have a go.
When racing doesn't matter, when you're not going to get points down, he's not going to be in the top three.
No.
Get out there and have a crack.
Have a crack, son. By the way, having a crack...
So maybe just cut through the grass.
Yeah.
Just through the second and third corner. Just cut it.
Do they have penalties in the sprint
Probably.
race? Probably.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Take a couple people out.
That's fine.
Fuck off at the distance. And then just
Exactly.
block as
Yep.
much as you can.
Yep.
Get him to a standstill. Then fuck off 15 seconds.
I love it.
You're in the lead.
Love it. Like we're going to get into this fish and chips. Some lovely British treats that your mother's been cooking up, Mrs. Luke.
Some tea.
Oh, lovely bit of tea. There's some trifle. Oh, yum. I like a bit of trifle. What's that? Jelly. It's kind of layered with
Bits of other shit.
bits of shit that
Yeah.
is in the cupboard. What else have we got over there, Luke? What's that thing there?
A Cornish.
Cornish pie. Sausage roll, pasty.
Pasty.
Or haggis. Because
Across the
Scotland is
ditch.
part of Britain.
Yeah.
It makes sense. I didn't realise. It's haggis. Oh, it's disgusting.
But
But
if you lose your bet, you'll be eating that haggis next week. And it's going to be a week old.
oh, what was the bet again?
I don't remember. I wasn't listening to you.
I'll eat a haggis if Max doesn't win the championship.
If Max doesn't win the race,
If he doesn't win the race,
yeah.
all right.
Chow down.
Chow down. Let's do it. Shall we get into this?
Yep.
Oh, delicious. Can't wait for the race.
Enjoy the British Grand Prix.
Enjoy.